Now, we might be done with our veggies in the savory way, but we're about to get into some sweet veg, ne?
Yes. We're doing now pumpkin cookie squares. So you're getting those sweet flavors of a pumpkin now.
Oh, looking forward to it. Now, NutriKids is all about fun and nutrition for the little ones. The magical range of NutriKids is a good choice for moms and even better for kids. And did you know that for every NutriKids product you purchase, you have contributed to a new house of hope in Gqeberha? With your help, Clover NutriKids is collaborating with the Childhood Cancer Foundation of South Africa, CHOC. They have supported this program for 15 years and counting. Let's celebrate with some NutriKids pumpkin cookie squares. Now, Dumi, that is a bit of a mouthful, but the right mouthful we're about to get are those delicious pumpkin squares.
Correct, Balisa. And the one thing I love about this is that as our kids grow, people think that they shouldn't be getting milk, as in you can't serve them milk anymore because they're no longer on the bottle. I feel like this is the perfect way to make sure you get that milk into their system. And that's why we're going to be using our NutriKids instant milk powder here, Balisa, because we're going to be incorporating it into our recipe. So to start off, I've got some softened butter that we're going to be using to make our cookie squares. We've got some sugar, some vanilla essence, some eggs, and yes, Balisa, we're celebrating veggies. Yes, we're not doing it in a savory term, but we're going to be using pumpkin that's been cooked down and mashed into our cookies. And then an array of spices. Here we've got some ginger, we've got some cinnamon, and we've got a little bit of nutmeg. So to start it off, I need to, as you know, with baking, we need to cream our sugar and our butter together, and then I'm going to add some vanilla essence. But I see you guys have already started on your side.
Yeah, I'm making the icing now, already started. The butter, as you said, is softened up. You need soft butter to do this. And then I mix it with vanilla essence, and then you need boiling water, and then you just need to break down those ingredients.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely. And for me, I'm on the added texture station. I'm adding that extra texture with some chopped up nuts. Now, we're going to be putting these chopped up nuts inside the actual sponge, in the actual cookie itself, being able to just add that extra crunch and then some on top. Yes, there's a little bit of a variant, a different option that we're using from one that we've detailed in the recipe, but I love it. Here, we're just leveling up the taste, leveling up the texture.
Correct, Balisa. And if you don't want to add nuts, you're more than welcome to not add them into your recipe, because I know that some people do have a nut allergy, so that's fine. You don't even have to include them at all into the specific recipe. Into our creamed sugar and butter, Balisa, I'm going in with our vanilla essence, and I'm going to now switch from my spatula, which we used to cream the butter and sugar together. I'm now going to switch to my whisk, and we're going to get that elbow grease going in there, because I'm now going to start adding our eggs one at a time to make sure that we fully incorporate them before we add any of our other ingredients.
Beautiful. And here are the nuts that are going to go on the inside. Does it go on your station, Dumi, or
yes,
here?
It goes to me.
Dumi, beautiful. Now, Dumi, at what stage do we add our Clover NutriKids?
Balisa, actually, well done on picking that up, because maybe I can also get started with sifting our dry ingredients as well. Because like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be incorporating it into our cookie, and we're going to start by sifting our flour, and then into this goes a 1/4 cup of our instant milk powder, and I've got that measured out here. So
perfect. I mean, Clover NutriKids has a nutritious range for kids ages 3 and upwards, which are some of the things we're using today. Instant medium fat milk powder, instant medium fat dairy liquid blend, low fat dairy snacks, and 3 fun flavors of fruit nectar blends. Today, Dumi, here, this is what we're talking about when we talk about the powder form.
Correct, Balisa. And I know that a lot of kids from the age of 3, because they don't want to take that milk, you put it into this for them, you put it into their scuffteen when they go to school, and then you can make sure that they get all those nutrients, because it's great for the development of kids, Balisa. It really aids in the growth and development of our kids. And it's also a great source of calcium, Balisa. All those nutrients and minerals they can definitely get from our NutriKids range. And that's why we've got it here, and we're using it in our recipe today.
Love that. And on the icing station, Opeleleke is the messy chef. His station is forever. I believe in cleaning as I go, so I'll be the meticulous one.
Okay.
I'll be the one cleaning up, but what have you done?
Thank you, Balisa. What I've done so far, remember, I melted the butter with vanilla essence, and now I added icing sugar in it.
Oh, that texture looks amazing. So, very silky.
Very silky. The trick of getting that and then you don't have the lumps is to add a little bit of icing sugar first, and then you whisk it up, make sure that there's no lumps in it, and then you add the rest of your icing sugar to that.
Okay.
And then use a whisk, and then at the end, use a spatula.
Okay, so here we're using all of the tools in our kitchen. I don't know who is going to be on cleanup duty, but I'm sure you can get the kids involved there too. This is a recipe for the entire family, for everyone to enjoy. And I'm pretty much done with the nuts that are going to go on top of the mixture. These nuts I didn't grind as finely as the other ones, just because I want to be able to see them at the top of our delicious pumpkin squares. Now, Dumi, pumpkin in a dessert?
Yes, Balisa, pumpkin is quite a versatile veg, and that's why I love it so much. It's so versatile that you can add it into this mixture over here. So what I'm doing is I'm just creaming everything else together first. I've added the dry ingredients, and then I'm going to add our pumpkin into this just to make sure that it still stays as the hero. I don't want it to be fully incorporated as one. So I'm going to add it at the very end. And I've also made sure that when I add my nuts, I toss them in a bit of flour, because you know, like we always say, if you're going to be adding nuts or anything heavy into the dish, you don't want it to sink to the bottom. You want it to be fully incorporated in the rest of your dish. And then I'm going to scoop all of this into our baking tray to bake these at 180 palisa for about 20 to 30 minutes. It can go less. The whole idea is just to eyeball it, because obviously ovens do differ. Yeah. So it is best to just eyeball it and make sure. And as you can see, I am folding because we don't want to overwork our batter. And this goes into the oven.
What excites me, Dumi, about this recipe is that for as big and as chunky as those squares are, do you know what it reminds me of? A foundation. Yeah. It reminds me about the foundation of a house, which leads me to the beautiful NutriKids range, which is set on providing a foundation of healthy development for kids, as it contains essential nutrients and minerals. Now, as Dumi has mentioned, it is a source of calcium, which aids kids in the development of strong, healthy bones to bring out the best in the little ones. A lot of the little ones are studying at home right now. They are working from home or learning from home. So this is a nice tea time snack.
Yes, definitely, yes. Balisa. Chef, I don't know if you want to do the icing or if I should, because I think...
I'll do the icing.
Perfect. Yeah. You can do that. Let's do this. Let's just take it out of the bake so that people can actually see what we're talking about. And you can ice that baby for us.
And actually put it on this.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Can you also pass me the nuts, please, Dumi?
The nuts, definitely. There we go. And you can ice that baby for us and toss it in those nuts. And, Balisa, I think this is, like you said, a perfect tea time treat.
Indeed, you stole the words right out of my mouth, because it is a treat that the kids will love. To get your hands on this recipe, head over to afternoonexpress.co.za.
NutriKids is what we need to help us to get strong in NutriKids, great for mom, way better for kids.
Made with love by Clover.
Picasso, I mean, what an artiste. I thought that you were just an Olympic chef. Here you are providing all the above, so much more. Dumi, do you want to just give us a few hints as to eyeballing this when it's done?
Well, Balisa, it is all about making sure it's nice and golden brown. So just make sure that you follow the recipe and make sure it's beautifully golden brown. It's better to underbake your cake than to overbake it, because you don't want it to be dry.
Stunning. Now, we raised the stakes and it'll be time to enjoy them when we come back in just a moment.